Oof, here I am again. Hello, if you're new here, I am Lex. I am the owner of Sirius and Salem. This is Sirius. Salem is my Doberman mix who is in my room right now hanging out. If you're not new here, you know that I do this every once in a while. Make it and come back again. Sirius decided he wanted no part in this video, so he's over there playing, which is fine. He does not have to be in it if you don't want to. Like I said, if you're not new here, you know that I do this every once in a while. I make a comeback, and here I am, but for real this time, I'm making a comeback. We've had a lot change in the last 5 months. I think it's been 5 months since I updated you guys last, and I have a lot more time on my hands, and I'm gonna explain why. So yes, I am actually coming back to making YouTube videos. If you watched my last where have we been life update type of video, I mentioned that I was a full-time manager. I was working a lot. At one point I was working like 60 hours a week. I had a lot on my plate at the time, and it just was not realistic that I could be posting on here and TikTok and trying to maintain everything else in my personal life. So that's what happened with that. I had planned fully to start making videos on here again, but it just became too much with everything I had going on. But thankfully, I don't have that problem anymore. About a month ago, I quit my job. I'm not gonna dive into too much because I don't wanna get sued or anything. But it just turned into too much. I was pouring so much of myself and working myself to death in a job that has people that doesn't give a crap about me. At the end of the day, money is what matters to businesses, and my management and managers and everybody that was above me showed me very clearly how disposable I was. So it just hit a point where I did not think it was worth staying anymore. I tried to do my best with putting my 2 weeks in, doing everything correctly. And I did my last 2 weeks. I worked how I was supposed to work, and then my last day, things came to blows, and now I am not allowed to work in a lot of vet clinics in Las Vegas again. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But that's fine, things happen in life, and honestly, I have zero regrets of quitting that job, and I'm doing a lot better now. Other than quitting my job, I've also gotten a lot more tattoos. I keep getting people asking me if I would do an updated tattoo tour, and I decided when I get my next one in 2 weeks that I'll do an updated one for you guys, because I have maybe 10 new ones since my last one. So I'll do an updated tattoo tour for you guys in the next 3 weeks. Something else that I get a lot of questions about is my health. A lot of people know I don't have very great health. I have Crohn's disease and arthritis and some other issues. And I get asked a lot how I'm doing, and to be honest, the last few months have been a struggle. I am struggling to get my Crohn's medication approved. I'm struggling to get insurance that approves the things that I need. I have been in and out of the hospital 3 times in the last month, and just struggling with bowel obstructions or forming bowel obstructions and ileuses and all kinds of things. So health is not that great still, but I'm working on it. And now for what I know everybody actually wants to know about. How are the boys? Sirius is doing wonderful. Honestly, there is no changes in Sirius except for the gray hairs on his face. He is doing wonderful health-wise. He's doing wonderful behavioral-wise. He's doing wonderful personality-wise. Nothing has changed with Sirius. He is looking a little older. He'll be 8 in December, and I feel in the last year alone, his hair on his face and down the back of his neck has gotten so gray. It makes me sad because I love how sugar faces look, but it is the never-ending reminder that he is getting old. And I know that's inevitable, but my dog's aging is a huge trigger for me, because of course I want them to live forever, and I know that's not possible, but he's doing really good, thankfully. We've had no major issues with him, and he's just living life, hanging out, doing things, doing old dog things. Honestly, the most questions I get asked about are Salem, which I understand because Salem's the one that has the dog aggression and the other issues, and he's like my problem child, and I feel like every time I make an update, there's something else going on with him. In terms of him and Sirius, there's no changes. They're still not friends. Unfortunately, they probably never will be friends again. They still go on hikes. They still go on walks together. Salem's just muzzled all the time. So it's not like they're face to face hanging out like old times. It's very controlled, neutral. I expect certain behaviors from both of them. They're not allowed to be like super crazy with each other or amp each other up, even if Salem's muzzled, because I don't want it to escalate into a fight. I have a lot of rules when it comes to my dogs and them together, just because I'm trying to keep them both safe. I don't want to cause anything that could make a fight happen and one of them get hurt, or some unfortunate decisions to have to be made about Salem. So I'm just very strict about their interactions when they're around each other, rules in my house. Like I have my whole house sectioned off. So like Sirius is hanging out with me right now. Salem's in my room sleeping on my bed. There's gates between them, things like that. So it's a lot of routine and structure, but in that aspect, they're doing really good. They are neutral with each other. They pretty much ignore each other and coexist, and that's all I could ever ask for from both of them. In terms of Salem's health, I have kind of briefly explained on here that he has hypothyroidism. He is doing really good with that. He's on medication. We get it checked every 6 months to make sure he's regulated on the right dosage, doing as good as he should be, no relapses in it and things like that. We go back in for blood work actually, I think in like a week or two, and just making sure things stay maintained with that. He's doing pretty good in that aspect. He was just recently diagnosed with collapsed trachea, which sucks, and it's not very common in big dogs. All I can think that could have caused that was when he was younger and in the peak of his animal aggression, before he had been trained and worked with and had gotten through that really rough patch. He used to lunge at other dogs that he would see outside. And that's the only thing I can think of where he could have damaged his trachea. That was years ago, so the fact that it didn't start showing until recently really sucks, but we have him on some medication. He's doing a lot better. It was just like a little cough when he was excited and running and playing, or overly energized, and I was really concerned about it. I took him to the vet 3 times. We tried steroids, antibiotics, we did x-rays. Turns out it's just slight collapsed trachea, and I'm just really paranoid, but he's doing way better. He's been on meds for a few days now, and I already see a difference, so he's on the mend and doing well. I think that's the gist of everything. Like I said, I now have so much more time on my hands, so I would really like to come back to YouTube. I was looking at some of my old content, and I want to take some of those tutorials that I posted in the past off of my YouTube and refilm them with more detail and in a better way of explaining, because I feel like I've grown more as a trainer in the last few years than I was back when I first started posting, and I was also not confident about being online at the time. So I feel like a lot of my tutorials were really rushed, or didn't give enough detail, or didn't explain things like I wanted them to. So I'm going to be making like a list and going back and refilming and redoing tutorials. So if you see like things coming out that I already had on here, just bear with me, because I want them to be better and more understandable and easier for you guys to access and understand. So if you see like repeat tutorials, that's why. I'm just being a little obsessive and want to put better content out. Yeah, with that being said, I also want to know what you guys want to see. What tutorials do you guys want me to do? Is there certain training videos you want me to do? Or just like normal videos do you want me to do? I had a few people asking for like a day in the life, but I feel like that'd be really boring, because I work from home now and I just hang out and do stuff around the house and go grocery shop and hang out with the boys, and it's not anything interesting, but I'm open to ideas. So I want to know what you guys want to see, so just let me know below. Someone decided to come grace me with his presence. But that's it for today. I wanted to kind of explain where we've been at, where my headspace has been at, and I'm going to be coming up with a new YouTube schedule. I'm thinking 2 videos a month for now, so I can get into the swing of things, and then we'll work on more than that after I kind of get into a routine and have an idea of what I want to film, what you guys want to see, what I need to refilm, what I want to put out, and things like that. So yeah, let me know below what you guys want to see, and we'll see you guys next time. You want to say bye?